Sherry was invited to participate at the opening ceremonies for official creation of Pacific Spirit Park, and it's wonderful to have her back today. Sherry?
And this is not my first rally. I started a long time ago in San Francisco during the Vietnam War, and the song I'm going to sing in a minute will speak to that. I actually performed at the opening of this park 18 years ago, and knowing that this land was going to be protected in perpetuity, it was a tremendous occasion to celebrate. I never dreamed that we would be standing here 2 decades later for the reasons that we are. I'm not a political animal, and maybe most of you aren't either, I'm not sure, but I always shied away from these things because of the kind of shady dealings that lead us to be here today. And so much has been decimated in this province already that in terms of health care and education and these resources that nurture us, that we can't even trust now the stewardship of our parkland, which I always foolishly assumed was sacrosanct. And it's devastating and frightening for all the reasons that these very eloquent speakers up here have already conveyed to you. I know that at the core of my being that nature is what keeps us whole and sane and creative and inspired and connected to everything that is important about being human. And I walk outside every day of my life. It's a primal need that if without it we can easily lose touch with what it is that connects us to life and life force, and it's a gift that cannot be used as currency. I live on Bowen Island, where our very own Crippen Park, where I walk every day, exists because of the dedicated and passionate citizens that actually lay down in front of the bulldozers. So thank you for showing us today, letting the government hear your voice. So on that note, this is a song that I wrote for a very similar occasion several years ago, about 17 years ago, because it was when my daughter was still lying on the changing table. And if any of you know, you can sing along. They're standing on the corners, marching in the rain. Well, they shout what they believe in, and they lead the way to change. Some think it won't make any difference, that nobody's listening. Centuries of people speaking their minds is proven time and time again. You've got to stand and let your voice be heard. You can't believe in the power of your words. Stand and let your voice be heard. Some are born to silence, to slip through life unchanged. Well, they leave no path behind them, and they look the other way. And some are born to courage. Well, they take life face to face. They cannot turn their backs on the world and the things that must be changed. You've got to stand and let your voice much for being out here today.
Wow. Fantastic. Next we have Dr. Erica Frank. Among her many titles, she is a professor and Canada Research Chair at UBC and President-elect of Physicians for Social Responsibility. Erica?
Thank you. I do indeed wear a few hats here, including also being one of the 3 elected members to the University Neighborhood Board, Association Board. But today I speak as a physician and as an immigrant. First, as a physician, this government says that Pacific Spirit Park is a commodity that's useful for cash, but as a physician, that's not how I see it. I see it as being an irreplaceable, an unchangeable, unexchangeable resource. No place else in this region produces as much oxygen for us, sequesters as much carbon dioxide, which, as was alluded to earlier, decreases global warming and its health consequences, provides trails for exercise, or nurtures biophilia, which is a well-documented psychological need that we have to experience nature. And second, I speak as an immigrant from the United States 2 years ago, drawn to live here by this exquisite ecosystem and with the hope of being with others such as yourselves who value this ecosystem too. So on behalf of our neighbors, faculty members, staff, and students who signed a petition saying this, we believe that the Musqueam restitution is of course important, but there must be alternative sources of money than parkland. Intact forests, we believe, especially in an urban environment, honor many constituencies, including ours and future generations' needs to breathe, work, eat, and recreate in a healthy environment. So thank you to all of you for saying that this slippery slope is not acceptable and that our parklands are about a different kind of green. Thank you.